Xbox's first Developer Direct event was held on Wednesday, January 26th. Community response to the event was largely positive, noting an all-around fun and excited tone without being too cringy. Some great gameplay footage of all 5 games featured, as well as much-needed release dates for all games but one. And it's here in these release dates that Xbox might have made a big mistake and accidentally revealed the Starfield release date. My bet is either on 4/4/23 or 7/7/23. Let me explain. Welcome to Starfield Signal, your place for all things Starfield. I am your host, Luke Woodward. And like most of you, I am crazy excited for any news we can decipher about Starfield, so let's get into it. As we mentioned in the intro, Xbox revealed release dates for 5 new games coming out this year, starting with Hi-Fi Rush, which released the night after the event, Minecraft Legends on April 18th, Redfall on May 2nd, the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom expansion on June 20th, and lastly, and unfortunately less defined, Forza Motorsport coming sometime in 2023. Of course, Starfield, as Xbox promised, was not seen or even mentioned in the showcase, but that doesn't mean we didn't get a hint of a release date for Starfield. For starters, it was largely believed that Starfield would be released after Redfall. This was due to a statement made by Microsoft's own Matt Booty. However, since that statement was made, Redfall's expected release date was pushed back till later in the first half of 2023, and as we now know, specifically May 2nd. And Xbox has previously said that Starfield will be released in the first half of 2023. So, does this mean that Starfield is releasing between May 2nd and June 30th? Well, maybe. To get a better idea of when Starfield will be released, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture of all major releases coming to Xbox in the first half of 2023. Overall, a pretty packed Q1 and Q2 of 2023 for Xbox and games in general. So, what does this reveal to us about Starfield's release date? Looking at release dates, publishers don't necessarily need their games to have a wide open window where no other games are releasing within a certain number of weeks, but they do need to think about similar games that compete for the same gamers' attention, time, and money. So, for Starfield, I imagine Xbox wants to stay away from competing with other established action-adventure or RPG simulation titles. At the same time, Xbox's transition into leaning heavily into Game Pass means that they want to keep a steady stream of new games and new content coming to this subscription platform to keep members active and subscribed. Hey, speaking of subscribe, I'd love it if you subscribe to this channel and join us on our Starfield journey. Thanks. Now, with these things in mind, about competing for attention on release dates and keeping a stream of steady content coming into Game Pass, let's see what makes the most sense for Starfield's release. It would be crazy for a brand new IP, even out of Bethesda, to go up against Zelda, so I think May 7th through May 20th are out. They probably wouldn't release Starfield too close to Redfall either, before or after, so I'm going to eliminate the last week of April and the first week of May. And while Minecraft Legends and Starfield most likely will appeal to different gamers, with the new action-adventure strategy that Minecraft is going for, Xbox will likely steer clear of this release window, as well as a week before launch. Going back up into March, Wolong, Jedi Survivor, and Resident Evil 4 make for a pretty full month, though I could definitely see Starfield not being affected too much by Wolong, so we'll say there's a chance in this window between March 5th and March 16th. Of course, Destiny 2 Lightfall at the very end of February has the potential to take some attention away from Starfield in this release window, but there's still a chance. Though Hogwarts Legacy is certainly a contender for Starfield, I feel like releasing in February at this point wouldn't give Xbox the necessary marketing time they will need to launch Starfield successfully. So let's look back up into May. I feel like the last 2 weeks of May would give time for the Zelda hype to die down a bit and offer a good release window, but this is still within a month of Redfall, so there's a low chance. Lastly, in June, let's assume Diablo 4 does actually release on June 6th. If that happens, Xbox will probably want a solid 2 weeks after that before they release Starfield, but then you're right up against the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom. With all this considered, if Starfield is releasing in the first half of 2023, the release window that would make the most sense is either the first week of March or the first week of April, which in this scenario, I would lean towards April. If Xbox released Starfield on April 4th, 2023, this would give them a solid release window where they are not in direct competition with similar games for a couple of weeks. 4/4/23 has that certain marketability to it that Bethesda loves so much, and this would be the start of Microsoft's Q2 and make for some pretty great Xbox numbers as they report to their investors at the end of the quarter. This is also just in time for many gamers in the United States to receive tax refunds, which, for better or worse, people usually spend on large purchases like TVs or special edition gaming consoles. There is actually another option. This one is a bit trickier because it technically goes against Microsoft's claims that Starfield will release in the first half of 2023. But there have been rumors and speculation that Starfield might be pushed out of this window. The reason why I think it could happen is if we look at July's expected game releases. As of now, there are no major releases scheduled for July. And while technically falling outside of the first half of 2023, this could be the perfect opportunity for Xbox to release their new summer blockbuster game with no competition and gamers' wallets and news cycles devoted solely to Starfield. 7/7/23 also has a certain marketability to it and would set Starfield up for huge success for the summer season here in the States. That's why I think Xbox made a huge mistake and revealed Starfield's release date. My bet is either on 4/4/23 or 7/7/23. Let me know what you think in the comments which date is most likely. Or are there other reasons you think it could be something else entirely? Subscribe to the channel to keep up on all things Starfield and give this video a like if you are excited about Starfield. For now, may you find wonder as you journey through the stars.